Hey everybody, it's Lanny and welcome back to my book corner. Today we're going to be talking about my physical TBR because I keep two different TBRs. I keep my physical TBR and I keep my digital TBR, which is like my to be read or want to read on Goodreads. I do the two different ones because obviously there are way too many books for me to own at one time, and I get a very large pile and then I try to read through it. So today we're going to be talking about my TBR. It's over 30 books, my physical TBR. It's over 30 books and I think we can just shuffle right through them. I'm not going to do any like big descriptions. I'm going to do in different categories. So we're going to do like a YA, adult, I have one middle grade, and then our romance is a little bit of a separate one. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. So hopefully you're ready to hear about some books that I own. Alright, so we will go ahead and jump right in. Alright, so the first category I'm going to go over is my young adult category. It is the biggest category I have because they're the ones I tend to like impulse buy, but then just like they kind of sit there. I tend to read more adult fiction or romance, I guess. Those are the ones I tend to gravitate towards, especially right now because I need like happy reads. So we're gonna, like I said, go through my YAs. So my first YA book that I have is A Phoenix First Must Burn, and it says edited by Patrice Caldwell, and there are 16 different authors attached to this, and it is an anthology about black girl magic and resistance and hope. So that is about that one. And then we have the White Boy Shuffle. I have this one because I was supposed to read it for a class and never did. And like there is a bookmark because I tried to start it and I honestly have no idea what it's about, so I couldn't even tell you. It's by Paul Beatty and I hope to one day get to it because I was supposed to read it for class and I didn't. So there is that one. The next one I have, I am almost positive is YA, but I'm not 100% sure, and that is Middlegame by Sheena McGuire. I'm not sure how to pronounce their first name, but it is the author of, what is it? The Wayward Children series. So it's the same author as that series, and I did like that series, so when I saw this one, I went ahead and picked it up. And the next one we have is The Bone Witch, which I tried to read once, put down, and hopefully we'll get to again. This one was recommended to me by my best friend, so I would like to read it and enjoy it, but we will see if I can get back into it. And then we have The Weight of a Soul, and this is a YA, and I think it's about mythology and Norse goddess of death, so some Norse mythology. And it's about death and sisters, and I think that's all I can remember about it right now. So there is that one. And then we have this beautiful copy of Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I have never read a Sarah J. Maas, so I don't know why I really thought I needed like the collector's edition. But here we are, so hopefully I like it. If I don't, we'll give it to someone who likes it. So there is that one. And then we have Aristotle and Dante discover the secrets of the universe. This is a YA about two friends who discover the secrets of the universe together. So there is that one. And then we have Clockwork Angels by Cassandra Clare, and this is one of the series she does with in the Shadow Hunter world. This is the Infernal Devices series, the first one. I haven't finished the, what is the first one? The first set called? The Mortal Instruments. I haven't finished that series, so I haven't started this one yet. And then we have the Hazel Wood, which I think is like a portal. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but it's like a portal book. Or Portals book, and it's about a girl who goes to the Hazelwood, and I just really like the cover, and it was on Book Outlet for pretty cheap, so I was able to pick that one up. And then we have I'm Not Dying With You Tonight by Kimberly Jones and Gilly Siegel, and this is about two girls who end up in a situation where neither of them want to die, so that is what that one is about. The next one I have is The Beautiful, and this one has some vampires, some New Orleans, so two things that I love. So that is that one. I picked this up specifically because it has vampires, because I feel like vampires are like, nobody wants to read about them anymore, but I still want to read about them. So that's why I picked that one up. And then we have Scythe, which is the first book in a series that is it the Scythe series? And I've been hearing great things about the series, and the third book just came out, I believe, and so I kind of want to get into this because I like the idea that people do no longer die, so it's other people's jobs to decide who does and does not die. The next book that I have is Some Kind of Happiness by Claire Legends, and I have no idea what this book is about. I think she moves in with her grandparents, but that's my knowledge of this book. I tend to buy books and then forget completely what the book is about, but I kind of like going into a book completely blind to it. So there is Some Kind of Happiness. And then we have Frankly in Love by David Yoon, and I don't know anything about this one. I just picked this up because I heard a lot of people liked it, and so I got it, and now I have it, and hopefully one day I will read it. And then we have The Good Girl's Guide to Murder. This was a Barnes & Noble book club a couple months ago that I never got around to reading that month. So I think it was last month. So now I have the book, and I still have to read it. And then we have Instinct by Sherilyn Kenyon. I believe this is the 6th book in this series. The rest of this series I have already in Michigan, and so this is just the next book in the series that I picked up, so hopefully one day I will get to that. And then we have The Kingdom of Back, which was the Owl Crate edition that we got this month. So there is that beautiful cover of that. And this one follows Mozart's sister as she is given the opportunity to be famous or something like that. I'm not sure. It's pretty though. That's kind of my reason for all books, because it's pretty. And then we have Cricket Kingdom, which is the second book in the Six of Crows series, and it's in the Grishaverse, and I have not read any of the Grishaverse novels. I'm currently supposed to be reading the Six of Crows book for this month, so hopefully I will get to that, and then I got this one so that I could immediately go into the next one if I do end up liking Six of Crows. So there is that one. And that is all of my YA TBR that I have. So I actually have a 1 middle grade as well, which I figure should go with this. And that is an arc of The Magic in Changing Your Stars. It comes out April 2020, so it should be out soon. I'm not sure when it actually comes out. The Magic of Changing Your Stars is about a boy who goes back in time to help his grandfather make some decisions in his life. Alright, so now we can transition into our adult books, which I have some adult books on my adult TBR that I actually like never plan on reading. So I say that because like I own the book and I have tried reading, but I can't get myself to like get rid of the book. Like we have Under the Dome by Stephen King, and I just like it's a heifer. Like how many pages is this? Let's see. Over 1,000 for sure. 1,066, 67. Oh, I was wrong. 1,072 pages. It is a freaking heifer. It's so big, and it's the biggest book I've ever owned, and I just feel weird getting rid of it. It is dirty. I've had it forever, and I just can't. I don't want to get rid of it, but I never want to read it either. So there's that. And then we also have, which I probably will get around to reading, poor Stephen King. It's just Stephen King. I really just like, Stephen King is not my cup of tea. Although this is a very different type of Stephen King, and it is the Dark Tower series. I read the first one of this series, and I just like have no urge to continue reading, but there are people in my life who would really like if I would continue reading this. So one day I might get to the second book, which is The Drawing of the Three. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Poor Stephen King, really. Well, not really poor Stephen King. I have no bad feelings about that, but there is that. And then we have The Regrets by Amy Bonifants. unsure, but it is about a girl, I believe, who falls in love with a ghost. And so there is that one. And then though we have The Wonder by Emma Donoghue, and I loved The Room when I read it in high school, and so I just wanted another book by her. I really don't know what this one is about. It's not a huge read. I feel like it's definitely less than 200 pages. I'm not sure. So it can't be like, it's just over 200 pages. So it should be a light read, and, well, light in page, but maybe not light in topic. But I don't know, I just really like The Room, so I was ready to pick up another of her books. And then we have the Book of V, which is about a political wife, I believe. I'm unsure. This comes out soon, or has already come out. Oh, it comes out in May. So I'm ready to read it and get into it and see what I like about it. And then we have the Feminist City by Leslie Kern, and I am not sure when this one comes out. I'm really bad about, June 2nd of 2020. And this one is about, I think, making feminine spaces within a masculine world. So we love that. So I am excited to be able to get into that one. And then we have a thriller called The Last Flight by Julie Clark. This one comes out in June of 2020 as well. It came in this like nice little sleeve. This book is about a woman who tries to fake her death with another woman, and then one of the women actually die, and so she is able to fully take over the life of the woman who died, but then the other woman's life starts to catch up with her. So she has to deal with that. And then we have the first novel, or one of the novels in the Witcher series, which I want to start reading. I watched it on Netflix, and now I feel like I have to read them because it was so good on Netflix and I really enjoyed it. And I don't think this is the first book, but it's the first book that you're supposed to read, I guess. I'm not sure. Did not do the research. Someone else did and told me. So here we are. So I have The Last Wish, and I'm excited to read it. It should be, I believe this is the one that the actual Netflix series, like the first season, is about. So now I get to read it. 2 different visual experiences. So the next one we have is Here in the Dark by David Bergen, and this is an anthology, or like a bunch of short stories from a bunch of different perspectives. That is all I really know about it. I just really enjoyed the cover, so that's why I picked it up. There is a trend, we know. So there is that one. And then we have Weird But Normal by Mia Mercado, I believe is how you say her name. And this one comes out in May of 2020. And this is like a memoir type of thing about a bunch of different topics. The topics include birth control, body hair removal, cream, boobs, it's all weird. And then it says like some of the like headliners are depression isn't a competition, but like why aren't I winning? My dog explains my weekly schedule, mustache lady, white friend confessional, and treating objects like women. So that sounds like a great time, don't you think? So I'm excited to get into that one as well. And then we actually have another Stephen King on my list, but this one I actually plan on reading. I was supposed to read it last month, and it kept like going lower and lower, and last month was just March 2020. Never happen again, please. So this one is the Stephen King The Institute, and this is about a boy who gets kidnapped and put on a train, I guess, type thing, and they call it The Institute, and it's for like special kids, and he's trying to escape with some other children. So there is that one. And then this one I've technically read like snippets of because I read it for the same class as White Boy Shuffle. And that is The Ghostwriter by Philip Roth. Like I said, I've read sections of this because they did like the print off sections, but I thought I had to have the book, so I also got the book. So I think this is about like a guy who goes and like spends time with an author up in the mountains. And Philip Roth I like. I haven't read anything of his lately, but I did read the Audible original about him when that was out. I don't remember what the Audible original was called, but it was about his friend who was also an author at that time. And so I am excited to keep reading Philip Roth, The Ghostwriter. The next one we have is Lanny by Max Porter, and this is a pretty short read. And I got this for pretty inexpensive at my local used bookstore, so I was pretty excited to find it. I really don't know anything this is about, because I don't know anything about anything. And there is that one. And then this one, I really don't know anything about, because I bought it at least 5 years ago. And that's Tell the Wolves I'm Home, and that's all I know. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about it. So I know the name is Tell the Wolves I'm Home, and it's by Carol Rivka Brunt. So there is that one. And then my last series, or like not my series, but my last like little set of books is these three right here. We have the Bromance Bookclub, which follows a second chance romance as the man tries to have his wife fall back in love with him. We have Beach Read, which is a friends or enemies to lovers story where we have the two main characters who were competitors, I believe, in college, and now they have both rented beach houses next to each other, and they're each trying to write a story of the other's genre and see who can write it better. And then we have The Dinner List, which is a woman who is trying to relive her life, maybe, and see if she made the right choices. That's at least how it sounded to me when I read the synopsis. And those are all the books I have on my physical TBR. So it's not awful. It's not the best either. I definitely need to start getting into some YA reading. But other than that, it's been a pretty successful year in the like purchasing and reading of books and not just purchasing of books. So yeah, so hopefully the year continues on this trend, and I will see you next time. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we will see you next time. Bye!